Yellow. Okay. So, 1 second as we adjust what the camera can actually pick up. Because this is showing far too much right now. Where is that? There we go.
You're all about to witness movie magic.
First one, we're going to turn on our color key. Done. And... oh, right. Oh wait, no, that's the whole picture. We don't want that. Yep. Oh, wait a minute. Do I want color key or chroma key? I think I want chroma key. Dang it. I've done that multiple times. There it is. Chroma key is what we wanted. Okay. So that part's good. And now, to actually crop this down, and I realized... yeah, we're not officially started yet, by the way. Can you go over to the keyboard and, like, pull it over for me? We have chicken nuggets, too, by the way. They're delicious.
They're dinosaur shaped.
They are. I don't know what dinosaurs. Could you go over there and type in for me? Or pull the keyboard out.
Alright, what am I typing?
That one to 100. Oh, not even enough. Do like 400. Two. 5. Great. Alright, on this one, start with 400. Ooh, 500? Okay. 550. Oh no, that's too much. 550. I didn't highlight the whole thing. There we go. 600. Not 69. That's what you typed in. Bottom's fine. Top, let's do 100. 2. 5. 2. Perfect. Okay, ooh. That really shrank us, though. Because the camera is further away than normal.
We'll just make us bigger.
I could do that. I can make us bigger. Yeah, because I guess you'll be sitting up here with us. That's fine, then.
Movie magic.
Yeah, to a small extent, yes. Though it also works very, very well with us doing this and just making it a green background, which I'm also fine with.
Oh, you're sitting. Your thing is on the chroma key.
What is?
Your
oh, my chair. Oh. Dang it. Okay, so. Oh, there's another thing we need. A D20. There's a blue one right there on the filing cabinet. Thank you.
Having those heavy boxes on this thing has really leveled this out a little bit.
Oh my god, you're right. This is the one that will always pop up, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. We had all of the commons and uncommons on here. And now it's like even. Did I pause you? Looks like I paused that. Okay, cool. So hi, everyone. welcome to... Well, nope. We're going to have to take that over because I'm scratching my nose. You eat so much faster than me. Anyway.
I'm a firefighter's daughter.
That's fair. So,
I have to be ready for any emergency. Like, for
actually
instance, if our fire alarm decides to go off for no gosh
Right.
darn reason.
Okay, so I'm going to kill the pole. Alright. I just realized our color key is green, but so is our box. So, our Ixalan box looks like it's shimmering in and out of reality. Okay. Hello, and welcome to Two Scoops, the Mostly Magic podcast. Though this week it's... Well, actually, this week it's almost all magic. There's not really much non-magic news right now
there
for
is
card
some
games.
non-magic news.
What?
We are eating dinner.
Okay, it's dinner time. This weekend is the pre-release, and in 2 weeks, so a week from that, is the pre-release. And of course, the pre-release is for Ravnica Allegiance, which we will be talking about today. But a couple of things. First, we need to tell you that today's episode is brought to you by avocado, jalapeno, and lime ice cream. Because, you know, sometimes you just hate everyone and everything. And so you freeze guacamole and tell everyone it's ice cream.
That's not ice cream.
It is.
Avocado, jalapeno, and lime?
Yeah.
I
Thank you, Chuck. I agree. Just say no to avocado.
I mean, I like avocados. I like guacamole.
I'm actually going to move our mechanical sponsor over to the other side for right now.
But not with that stuff. No.
No?
No.
Move our tip jar there. There we go. Our mechanical sponsor this week is Riot!
Ah! They're angry that they have to eat the stupid avocado, jalapeno, lime ice cream.
You might be onto something there.
Grrr!
And part of the reason Riot is our sponsor this week is because it is from Ravnica Allegiance.
Ah, there's the connection here.
Yes. Yes, very much so. I'm also realizing that our camera is incredibly low, considering nothing exists above here on us.
Nope.
We don't have Peter with us. Why did I have us so low?
Because
and
you
of
wanted
course,
us to sing by ourselves.
Possibly.
Music jokes.
And of course, we are brought to you, as always, by viewers like you through your support on Patreon at patreon.com/AlchPlaysGames or through subscribing here at Twitch.
Thank you.
Now, before we get into talking about a new set, let's talk about an old set.
Okay.
I don't know which one. Roll that die.
Gonna roll the dice. Gonna roll the dice. We get number 5. Let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this the one we were supposed to get? You go on.
Number
on
1
the
is from Homelands.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, so Core 2015. Not bad. The last true core set until 19. I mean, some would argue Origins takes that slot, and they're right. But, oh well. And once again, we have both Chuck and Red in chat.
Yes, Red is making us French fries.
Yes.
Red is the best.
So, what do we got, hon?
We have Coral Barrier.
Coral Barrier.
Is our first card.
We still have to do things manually. Hold up.
For 2 and a blue, you get a 1/3 wall creature. With Defender, when Coral Barrier enters the battlefield, put a 1/1 blue squid creature token with Island Walk onto the battlefield.
Not bad.
So that's cool.
It's...
You play at somebody's home, and then that person shows up to help you defend his home.
Yeah, I could
That's
get
nice.
behind that. So we get a little squid friendo.
Yeah. Next one is Miner's Bane. For 4 and a red, you get a 6/3 elemental creature. With 2 and a red, Miner's Bane gets +1/+0 and gains trample until end of turn. Oh shit.
That's not bad in limited, actually.
You get a 7/3 with trample if you activate that ability once. There's also Necromaster's Assistant. For 2 and a black, you get a 3/1 zombie creature. When Necromancer's Assistant enters the battlefield, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard.
See, I know you're referring to the Miner's Bane Red, but that comment came up as we pulled up Necromancer's Assistant, so the art in these is pretty. Especially that brain-dead guy holding a skull. Or what is he holding?
Brain.
A brain in a jar.
Because he's hungry. Next is Siege Worm. Oh, I love Siege Worm. Siege Worm is the best. For 5 and a green, you get a 5/5 worm creature with Convoke and Trample.
It seems that you have a history with Siege Worm.
He was one of my big monsters when I first got into Magic.
Oh, right, because you played Selesnya.
Yeah. And he
yeah.
was a good one. I used him a lot. Next is Soul Mender. For a white, you get a 1/1 human cleric creature. For tap, you gain 1 life. That's
I believe he's in the Kids Cube.
nice. Next one. Void Snare. For a blue, you get a sorcery. And return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand.
So it's not quite Unsummon, because Unsummon is instant, right?
It's instant and it only targets creatures.
Okay, so this is more utility, but less speed.
Yeah.
So I can't, pull this out on their turn. But I can screw them over before playing a counterspell. Okay.
After that, we get Typhoid Rats. For a black, you get a 1/1 rat creature with Death Touch. That's it.
When I was working at the middle school, and I ran the Magic Club for the middle schoolers, one of the girls who played a Mardu zombie deck, it was a mix of Hour of Devastation and Amonkhet, so you could pull that off. She would call Typhoid Rats my pets every time she called them out. Torch Fiend!
Torch Fiend is next. For 1 and a red, you get a 2/1 Devil. For a red and sacrifice Torch Fiend, you get to destroy a target artifact.
So he's a piker who turns into a delayed destroy, or delayed shatter. Alright. I can get behind it.
Not too shabby. Next is Shaman of Spring. For 3 and a green, you get a 2/2 Elf Shaman creature. When Shaman of Spring enters the battlefield, draw a card.
See, I'm a little disappointed.
Why?
Alright, because I'm a weirdo when it comes to this. I would want to see a full cycle. But it's a 4-part cycle, and those aren't normally appreciated. So you have, Shaman of Spring would be green. I wish they had, a Shaman of Summer for white. Shaman of Winter for blue. Shaman of Fall for red. Or black. I could see red or black. And then... Well, I was thinking Shaman of Night for black. But if black actually makes sense for fall, because fall has Halloween and Samhain in it. But red also makes sense because that's the color leaves turn.
That's true.
That one's not as strong a comparison.
What if you had Shaman of the Extreme? So, you have the extreme weathers.
I want to be red-blue, and I want to be doing a sick kickflip.
Anyway, next we have the Selfless Cathar.
Yes.
For a white, you get a 1/1 human cleric. For 1 and a white, sacrifice Selfless Cathar. Creatures you control get +1/+1 until end of turn.
I want to say... No, not Cathar's companion. Ixalan had a dog that was basically this guy.
It's true. Elves don't come out of green or black.
It would be an elf, just has to be a shaman.
So, on to our uncommons, we have Paragon of Open Graves. For 3 and a black, you get a 2/2 Skeleton Warrior. Other black creatures you control get +1/+1. For 2 and a black and tap, another target black creature you control gains Death Touch until end of turn. That's pretty cool.
But if you...
If I were more of a black player, that would be...
Well, apparently there was a cycle of these guys. So you also had a Paragon of Eternal Wilds for green, Paragon of Fierce Defiance for red, Paragon of Gathering Mists for blue, and Paragon of New Dawns for white. There we go. The Paragons actually look all fun. I kind of like those.
Next, we have Stab Wound. For 2 and a black,
Ow.
you get an enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets -2/-2. At the beginning of the upkeep of enchanted creature's controller, that player loses 2 life.
Nothing like seeing shit the fries in your chat. And then hearing crap, 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 crap coming from the other room.
After that, we have Quickling. For 1 and a blue, you get a 2/2 fairy rogue with flash, flying. And when Quickling enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless you return another creature you control to its owner's hand.
Neat. Alright, what's our rare?
Our rare is... I'm stealing this.
No, you're not. That goes into the Crack-a-Pack cube until we draft it.
I'm stealing this.
After the Crack-a-Pack draft.
I'm stealing this. It's Hoarding Dragon. For 3 and a red, you get a 4/4 dragon creature with flying. When Hoarding Dragon enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an artifact card. Exile it, then shuffle your library. When Hoarding Dragon dies, you may put the exiled card into its owner's hand.
It's actually not as great as you would hope it would be.
No.
But
he looks pretty.
He looks cool.
He looks so
He's
pretty.
just like a worse Sarah Angel who gets you a very, very, very delayed tutor if he dies.
Yeah.
Speaking of dying, I'm going to kill the Stegosaurus. Oh.
And we also have a Plains and a Soldier.
I'm going to go ahead and put those to the side.
For our...
Out of our picks... I'm thinking Typhoid Rats. Like, that's who I'd go for. All things even, Typhoid Rats, if it's my first pick. And then I would hope for Paragon of Open Graves to come back around.
I doubt he probably won't.
Now, Chuck is going Stab Wound in the chat. And I can see that. But I can also see not going Stab Wound. Oh, you know what? Let me put the poll back up. Since pre-release is in a week, and it's also going to cover up our plates. That's good. We don't need people seeing those. Pre-release is in a week for Ravnica Allegiance, so we have a poll. Tell me what... Come in Red, our
and
moderator /
/
giver of fries.
Thank you, Red.
Welcome.
Appreciate it. You got some for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I think I would go Siege Worm, only because I'm a sucker for nostalgia.
Well, like, we're both looking at bombs, is what we're doing.
Yeah.
Typhoid Rats shouldn't be a bomb, but you combine it with Paragon of Open Graves, maybe 1 or 2 auras. You could Tron that thing up. Siege Worm's just good on its own. It's basically a... what's his name? Is he a 5/5 or a 6/6?
5/5.
He's a 5/5. So he's not quite... shit, what is his name? Colossal Dreadmaw. But he has Convoke, so he's easier to get at. So... yeah. Oh, you don't have to type the vote. You just have to do the hashtag Blood Party by itself. Actually, wait. Oh, did I put... Blood? Yeah, I put Blood Party for Gruel. That's fine. It was originally going to be hashtag Andrew WK. But I thought that might be hard to type. So yeah, unless our... Dang it. Did Past Me Screw Up Past Me Screwed Up?
Darn it, past you.
I know. Screw that guy. He's the worst. Oh, no, I didn't. It's right there. Oh, that's weird. For some reason, our poll is not connected, it says. Chuck, can you do me a favor and just do the hashtag Blood Party by itself there? And we'll see if that updates. Because I was hoping that this would function. I'm going to give it a few seconds to load through. No. It seems that even though we have it running, it's not actually taking. Rats. Oh well. The thing is, the test worked fine.
That is weird.
Hey, we know we have a Rakdos. Sorry, we have 2 Gruuls in here, so we will accept that. I'm gonna keep it running on this end just to see if it
Updates eventually.
Yeah. Oh, I do have the stream name as 17. Oh well, that's mostly for me to remember when this went up. I will fix that later. Like immediately after the stream. Anyway, so Ravnica Allegiance is almost out. Pre-release is this weekend. Obviously no invitation for us. Not that we expected one. Would have been cool though.
One day. We'll get there one day.
We'll get there one day. But what we are looking at is that there's a whole new set coming out, and this one actually looks more fun than Guilds of Ravnica did. At least to me. One, the Simic mechanics look like oodles of fun. I'm going to be honest, the Professor's preview card, this guy right here, Domri Chaosbringer, just... I can see why people want to play Gruul, because you have +1, add red or green. If you use it on a creature, that creature gets Riot.
Oh, that's cool.
Riot being, when this creature enters the battlefield, you get to choose, does it get haste or does it get a +1/+1 counter? So there you go. -3, you get a dig for critters, which is nice. It's like looking for night crawlers when you go fishing.
Yep.
And I wish I could figure out what was wrong with that. Oh well. And the -8 is you just get free beasts every turn. So, I mean, that's just lots of fun. But let's go through the guilds. We have Azorius, Orzhov, Gruul, Rakdos, and Simic.
Okay.
No Selesnya for you this time, honey. You got your chance last time.
That's fair.
With all those Convoke cards.
I think Selesnya is my favorite guild.
Mm-hmm.
But my second would be Simic.
Okay, so where are we starting?
Let's go alphabetical, I guess. Azorius.
Okay. So Azorius gets this little mechanic addendum. They're always on instants. You could theoretically put it on a creature with flash.
No Selesnya, because Selesnya came out the last time Magic's sent out a new set.
So Ravnica sets never put all 10 guilds in the same set. So what we have instead, this time, is 5 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
So last time we got Dimir, Selesnya, Boros, Golgari, and Izzet. Which apparently, if you take the Izzet out, that's what was in the original Ravnica set years and years ago. And then the second set was everyone left over. And I was excited for the second set because they were saying, like, oh, we're going to have a new Kaya from Conspiracy, and we're going to have a new Dovin Bond, because I like the idea of a white-blue villain. But then you actually get to them, it's like, their cards aren't great. They're not great. They're in character, they're just not great. But Azorius, anyway, gets this mechanic. So Azorius, as a guild, is the white-blue guild. They are the senators and the lawyers and the cops, the beat cops, not the military, not the guys who like do the full-on SWAT force takedowns. That's the Boros, but more the Oi, what's all this then? Cops.
They're the Officer Krupkes
Yes.
of the West Side Story world.
They are the... The thing is, they're not the 9-9, because the 9-9 has so much red running through it. But anyway. So Azorius, since they're the lawyers and the senators, have addendum. So they're all instants. You could theoretically have a creature with flash on it. We haven't seen one yet, to my knowledge. But the addendum is, play this as an instant anytime other than your main phase. If you play it during your main phase, you get an extra part.
That's kind of cool.
It's like this one is Unbreakable Formation. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Addendum. If you cast this spell during your main phase, put a +1/+1 counter on each of these creatures, and they gain vigilance until end of turn.
Wow.
And the thing is, I don't know why, because it's not exactly his character. But saying addendum like that makes me think of Sam Eagle. Addendum!
Addendum!
Yes.
I love Sam Eagle.
I'm going to see if there's another good addendum card in here. Oh, and here's their Guild Mage, the Senate Guild Mage. It's a 2/2 for white and a blue. Not bad.
Okay.
White and tap, get 2 life. Blue and tap, draw a card, discard a card.
That's a white and blue mechanic there for you.
Okay, so these ones, they call them the Pride and Prejudice cards. They're and cards that are all word, other word. Okay?
Okay.
And give me a second, because I have to rotate the stupid card reader for these. Boop. Nope, that was Riot. I accidentally flipped Riot. Where is the card identifier? There it is. And transform. And flip. There we go. So they have the best Guild Mage, but they have the worst Pride and Prejudice. In their case, it's Warrant and Warden. And the idea is that on the one side you're always going to have the champion of the guild, and the other hand you're going to have the leader of the guild.
Okay.
Though with Azorius, our champion is actually a fugitive who's trying to save her guild from the corruption that's eating it inside, namely Dovin over there on the gold half of the card.
That part.
Yeah.
Over there.
But they get the worst one art-wise.
Oh, I don't
Yeah,
know.
your arm gets cut off.
I forgot that part.
Warrant is put target attacking or blocking creature on top of its owner's library, and Warden is create a 4/4 white and blue Sphinx creature with flying and vigilance. So create a Sarah Angel, but it's a Sphinx. Create a Sarah Sphinx.
Huh.
But unlike every other token creator, it's create that thing way over there. Or, hey, don't make me Sphinx slap you. That is a dad doing the hey knock it off face. If I've ever seen one. And I have. Now, oh, no, go back. It clicked through. We didn't want that. Other ones we have is Arrester's Admonition. Who's this guy? Return target creature to its owner's hand. Addendum. If you cast the spell during your main phase, draw a card. So that's not bad.
Yeah.
It's worse than an unsummon, but you can cast it as a sorcery to make it a cantrip, which I guess is fine for a common. Now this one's in Azorius colors. It is not in Azorius. But oh boy, are people in love with this one. Angel of Grace. It's a flash flying 5/4 for a 3 and a white.
Damn.
When it enters the battlefield, until end of turn, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead. And for 4 and a white, exile her from your graveyard, your life total becomes 10.
That's not bad.
She's not bad. So even if, like, one of the Dimir or, who's the other one that makes you discard things? If somebody makes you discard shit, typically a black or blue player, or a black and blue player, go, fine, my life's at 10. Which is something you do when your life is less than 10.
Yes.
Don't do that when your life's at higher than 10. That's bad. Anyway, so let's get past the Azorius. I like the Azorius in theory. Like, I'm certain out of any of the guilds, they're the ones I would want to hang out with on occasion. But, like, a lot of them would be the sort of people to go like, I don't know if this restaurant is 100% up to safety standards. I better go investigate it myself. Or you could sit your ass down and we could eat a nice meal. Shut up.
Well, I will also say, at least for me, if I'm playing a white-blue deck, typically I will forget that I have instants in my hand. And oftentimes I will be like, oh yeah, I have this card. I'm going to play it on my main phase.
Well, so Addendum helps you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm really... I think if I were to pick a new favorite guild, it would be this one because of that.
Oh, wait till you see the Cynic, though.
I know. So for now...
For now, you like the Azorius.
Azorius I'm liking a lot.
Okay. Also, we have this one. High Alert. Uncommon enchantment. Each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to their toughness rather than their power. Which is there for Arcades Sabbath decks.
Wow.
Creatures you control can attack as if they didn't have Defender.
Oh, snap.
2 and a white-blue. Untap target creature.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. These get fun. Let's see here. Who would be next? Next would be Gruul. Now, I would want to show up the guild gate, but everyone's already seen the tap concede. But now let's do it anyway. So, remember the guild gates. They're big doors that you walk through. Orzhov. Rakdos. Simic. I forgot one. Azorius. And then you get to Gruul, where you have this gate, which is like, oh, that's pretty big and ornate, even though it leads to a broken down nothing. But this is my favorite. There's technically a door.
There's a,
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't show off their leader for the Azorius.
Oh.
Dovin! Shitty Dovin.
Go away, Dovin.
I guess he's okay. But, like, okay, until end of turn, whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a loyalty counter on Dovin Grand Arbiter. That's fine. That part's good. His -1, create a Thopter, you get a life.
That's kind of nice.
That's alright. It's a little weak sauce for me.
Yeah.
And then -7, look at the top 10 cards of your library, put 3 into your hand, put the other 7 on the bottom of your library in a random order. Like,
now,
yeah, Dovin's better for limited. But I like Domri better. What will you say?
Well, I was going to say, because you were showing off the guild gates.
Yes.
And more specifically, Gruul's guild gate. Of it just being the door. That got me, that reminded me of a thing I found on Pinterest that was stolen from, I want to say, Tumblr?
Most likely.
Because that's how Pinterest do. About how somebody put up a picture saying it's of a fence gate, and it says, please close the gate. But there's no fence around it. So
that's how fairies get in.
Yeah. So maybe Gruul is secretly filled with fairies?
It's not. It's filled with fucking anarchists and cannibals.
Fairies can be cannibals and anarchists too, I suppose.
Hey, don't squash the fairies' dreams. Okay.
Anyway,
so,
on to Orzhov.
On to Gruul.
Gruul. Sorry.
Look at this big beast. He's a 4/4 for 3 and a red-green, which is fine. That's Sarah Angel. With tap, remove +1/+1 counter from a creature you control. He deals 2 damage to any target. Now that by itself isn't great until you remember that almost every other creature in Gruul gets counters somehow. Like this big beefy boy. The Ravager Worm.
Oh,
3 and a red-green for a 4/5 with Riot. When it enters the battlefield, choose up to 1. It can fight target creature you don't control. It can destroy target land with an activated ability that isn't a mana ability.
Wow.
I play this. Screw that Memorial to Greatness. Or no, which is the really good one? Is it Memorial to War? I don't remember. One of the memorials is like a bomb in Dominaria. Oh, we'll get back to you, buddy. Now I'm looking for other Rakdos cards to throw up here. Oh, this one, who you'll notice was the same one we put in the Riot picture. Zaratar Goblin, he's a 2/2 for 2 with Riot. Which is more than fine. That's more than fine. That is a super bear. That's a 3/3 for 2.
Yep.
That's a 2/2 with haste for 2. Mm-hmm. It slices, it dices, it makes julienne fries. And then we, of course, also have this one, The Rhythm of the Wild. Which I would imagine is the opening sequence to Lion King.
The rhythm of the wild.
No, just the drum line. Which is then copied by the voice's rhythm. Creature spells you control can't be countered. Now everything is Carnage Tyrant. Non-token creatures you control have Riot. Just all of them.
All the creatures.
All your non-token creatures. That Siege Worm has Riot.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is wonderful.
That Colossal Dreadmaw has Riot. That Carnage Tyrant has Riot. Now waiting for Red to get mad. There it is. Red's mad at Carnage Tyrant with Riot. Oh, does Riot? Oh, yeah. Riot stacks. So if you play that, and you already have a creature with Riot, now you have Riot.
A double Riot.
So 2+1/+1 counters, or +1 in haste. Or double haste, but like...
Double haste.
That's pointless.
But if you had mechanics on there, or if you had cards that are on the field, where it's like all of your non-token creatures get Riot.
And that Riot cares when they enter.
No, I know.
Okay.
But you have cards that say, like, you have 3 cards that basically do this thing.
Uh-huh.
Those all stack, right?
Yes, so you can put +3/+3 counter, or take a counter away to give it haste.
Yeah, so you have the 3, bump him up by 2, and that third one give him haste.
Now put that on Colossal Dreadmaw. 4 times.
Ah!
You can't put 2 counters on a creature? Oh. That's no fun. So there's no point in going beyond 2. There's no point in going beyond counter and haste. Mm-hmm. Because you can't stack. Alright. You should be able to put 2 counters on a creature. I thought Adapt was the one that didn't care. I thought Adapt was the one that said you can't put this on a creature more than once. Oh well. I will go bother some judges about that. Oh, and here's Nikki of the Old Ways. You can't cast non-creature spells.
You gotta be careful with that one, though. She'll nick ya. Waiting for the joke to sink in.
Riot will not trigger because it's not a triggered ability at all and does not... Alright, that's not what I meant, but fine. Alright, however, 2 or more instances of Riot will all apply, allowing the creature with multiple counters or with counters and haste. You're wrong. Okay, so you could put it on and then you could basically just make it, do I do all the counters or N-1 counters and haste? So Riot does stack.
Okay.
And then we have Nikya of the Old Ways.
You gotta be careful.
No,
She will nick
not
ya.
acknowledging that. 3 and a red-green for a 5/5. Whenever you tap a land for mana,
joke.
add 1 mana of any type that land produced. So she is basically, is it like Zendikar Resurgent? I think it's Zendikar Resurgent on a stick. Or rather, on 4 horsey legs.
With a stick.
Alright, moving on from her, we get into the Orzhov would be next. We're going to start off Orzhov, because we already showed Domri, so I don't see the point in showing him again. Mm-hmm. And Nikki is their champion. Oh, you know who we didn't show? And we have to go back to Azorius, because I'm an idiot. We did not show the Azorius's champion, Lavinia. Lavinia Azorius Renegade. She's a 2/2 for 2. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with converted mana cost greater than the number of lands that player controls. There's an H in Orzhov, I believe.
Yeah, there is.
Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was spent to cast it, counter that spell. So, gets rid of 0 costs, gets rid of cost reducers. You make everyone else play Final Destination, Fox only, no items, and you get to play Pikachu with unlimited Pokeballs. Yeah.
Well, that's not fair.
No, it's great though.
But that one sounds cool.
Yeah, and her point is partially to host Teferi and partially to host some of the green ramp decks. Going over to Orzhov now, we're going to scroll back up to the card I was looking at originally because it has the best flavor text out of any other card in the set. And it's dumb that matters to me, but I love it. Here it is, Kaya's Wrath. Teysa convened the meeting of the Obsidian. Kaya ended it. Because Kaya is a ghost assassin. That does not just mean she is an assassin who can walk through walls, disappear, and fly. Because she's much more unique than the other guys. But, I love it.
Well, Red's upset now.
But it also means...
Red made you food tonight, dear.
Red should stop getting mad when I make jokes. Alright. It also means she just kills ghosts. You didn't call her. It's it. Just cause Kaya. So, white, black, destroy all creatures. Fuck y'all, everything.
She's killed everybody.
You gain life equal to the number of creatures you controlled that were destroyed this way. So she pays you back for the creatures that you lost.
Wow.
But your opponent doesn't get paid back. They just have an empty board and broken dreams. Then we have... Syndicate Guildmage. 2/2 for 2. I'm the Walrus. 1 and a white, tap target creature with power... destroy target... Tap target creature... Tap target creature with power 4 or greater. There we go. And 4 and a black, tap. Syndicate Guildmage deals 2 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. So... Gruul has Riot. Azorius has Addendum. Do you know what Orzhov has?
No.
They have a thing. Where did it go? I will find it. I will find a critter with it. Boop. I forgot what it's called. And chat's going to tell me in a second because I'm not being fast enough. Where are you? Where is the old woman who dies? That's her job. Her job is to die.
Old dying woman.
Oh, here we go. This isn't her, but... We have Afterlife.
Oh, yes.
Afterlife and a number, you get that many 1/1 flying spirits.
Right, because Orzhov is,
All the ghosts.
all the ghosts.
They were led by ghosts, and that's why they were taken over by a Ghostbuster.
That makes sense.
I mean, that's how you take over a church, I guess. You kill all the ghosts in charge.
That seems
Next
fair.
up, the Vatican. No, that was one of the stupidest things I see, like almost every Easter. Some cartoonist makes a stupid comic of the Ghostbusters busting the Holy Ghost. They just suck Jesus into the trap. Oh, here, we got this guy. Orzhov Racketeers. Whenever Orzhov Racketeers deals combat damage to a player, that player discards a card. Afterlife 2. So he's a 3/2 for 5, which isn't great, but he gives you card advantage, and then you get 2 dudes when he dies.
That's cool.
There was another one, the Imperious Oligarch, I think. I saw her a second ago. She was definitely in here somewhere. Here she is. White and a
There's the
black
old
for a
woman.
2/1 with Vigilance and Afterlife 1. She's a common. You're going to see a lot of her.
Okay.
Like, I like this set. This set...
This one seems pretty good.
This set is a lot more exciting to me so far than Guilds of Ravnica was.
Yeah.
Smothering Tithe, thank you for bringing that one up. Smothering Tithe is like a not on flavor card I want to put in my Dinosaur Commander deck. Because this is not on flavor at all. If anything, it's on flavor for your Dragon deck.
Oh. Whenever an opponent draws a card, that player may pay 2. If the player doesn't, you create a colorless treasure artifact token with tap sacrifice. This artifact add 1 mana of any color. Yeah.
Now, the thing is, there's also a couple other... there are a bunch of dragons that are artifacts matter.
That's true.
And this is... Oh, I'm sorry, you're drawing cards? Fuck you, pay me. You're either going to pay me with your mana or my mana. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Now, here's the thing, though. You play this against the guy who gets one of those draw everything decks.
Yep. I've got the hiccups, excuse me.
Yes. Like, everyone's loving Smothering Tide. This one is blowing people away. I don't know if they've shown off like the big crazy mythic creature for Orzhov yet. What they have shown off is Teysa Karlov, which I keep, like, my brain keeps saying that's Soren's last name. It's not. His last name is Markov.
Yeah.
This is Karlov, like Boris. This thing, her and Rakdos's just have normal names. Teysa's not a super normal name, but like if I was calling roll as a teacher, and I said Teysa Karlov, I wouldn't feel weird about that. Yelling out Rakdos the Defiler, any child who answers here, I'm going to be terrified of. Because that's not a normal name. Ooh, Chuck's got a good point in the chat. That with the Smothering Tithe, you could totally do a Revel in Riches deck. Oh, I would sideboard that in to make a Mardu Revel in Riches. I would do that in a heartbeat. Oh, because Revel in Riches is if you have 15 treasures, you win.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Alright, so Teysa Karlov, 2/4 for 4. If a creature dying caused a triggered ability of a permanent you controlled to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time.
All the spirits.
Creature tokens you control have Vigilance and Lifelink. So she bumps up your 1/1 flying spirits to 1/1 flying Vigilance Lifelink spirits.
So what this card is telling me...
Mix her with Ixalan vampires.
No, that's not what this card is telling me. This card is telling me that red needs to create a black-green-white deck. Put this gal in it.
Shit.
With all of red's fungi friends.
That changes red's commander from Slimefoot to Gave Guru of Spores, who is red, black, green. So that's
Red.
doable. So we get you a Gave Guru of Spores.
There you go, Red.
We got somebody to join in on the fun. And
You're welcome.
Oh, hold up. That means she would also cause Slimefoot's when a Saproling dies trigger
To
trigger twice. So that changes every Saproling from I get 1, you lose 1 to I get 2, you lose 2. And Chuck, I think you will find out Revel in Riches is 15. I'm willing to bet you on that one. So yeah, a lot of people are loving Teysa Karlov, because there's one combination I love playing black with, and it's white. I'm loving Teysa Karlov. she makes for a really, really fun aristocrat strategy. We also have this one, Seraph of Scales. 2 and a white-black for a mythic Orzhov. So I was wrong. We do have the mythic Orzhov. It's her. Flying. Do it, Chuck. Do it. Revel in riches. Black card from Ixalan. Enchantment is 15 treasures to win the game. Anyway, 4/3. Flying. Pay a white.
I'm almost wanting
She has
to
vigilance.
say it's 10.
I believe it's 15.
Google it, Chuck.
Oh, dang it. Or am I thinking of the one that's based on gold counters? Dang it. I am. It is 10.
If you control 10 or more treasures, you win the game.
Then which one's the 15 one?
I don't know.
There's a 15 one. Oh well. I've been wrong before. So pay a white, she gets vigilance. Pay a black, she gets death touch, and she has afterlife too. Now, a lot of people were complaining because the scales should be balanced, so she should be a 4/4. The counter argument is the scales are unbalanced. She is a 4/3. Not the scales in her picture.
Yeah.
I believe what they're talking about is the scales of who's fighting Bolus. Because Bolus thinks he has 5 guilds on his side.
And he doesn't?
He doesn't, because Jace has a trigger in Vraska's memory.
Ah.
So the Golgari are going to betray him, and that's why the scales are unbalanced.
Okay.
Alright, moving on. No, go back. We have this one, Kaya, the Orzhov Usurper. She is your guild leader for the Orzhov. Much like Domri and Dovin. The next 2 guild leaders are not planeswalkers.
So she killed the...
She killed the Obzedat. The ghosts who control the Orzhov. And if we go back to Tezia's flavor text, while Kaya is a guild master, Teysa waits patiently at the center of the Orzhov web of power. She's waiting. So Kaya is a 3 loyalty planeswalker for 3. +1. Exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard. You get a +2 life. If at least one creature card was exiled this way. Oh, I think Chuck found what I was thinking of.
Battle of Wits.
No, because that's 200 cards. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 200 or more cards in your library, you win the game. It is so hard to build around that. I want to. But it's so hard to build around that. What's this? My 500 card deck. Let's go. I swear there's something with 15s. Maybe I'm just completely wrong. Anyway. I know what I'm thinking the 15s thing is. I'm thinking of Fraying Omnipotence.
Oh.
Because Fraying Omnipotence is you lose half your life. And we learned about it right as we were playing Two-Headed Giant because of Battle Bond. Mm-hmm. And so it wasn't... Since it's each player, it's not you lose 15 life. It's you lose 15 life, your partner loses 15 life. And it immediately ties the game. That's where the 15 was.
Anyway,
so... Kaya, her -5 is fine. She deals damage to target player equal to the number of cards that player owns in exile, and you gain that much life. The thing is, this doesn't feel like Kaya. Kaya's whole point was she kills things. Right? Mm-hmm. The middle one, exile target non-land permanent with converted mana cost 1 or less, is she's killing tokens. And a lot of the spirits are tokens.
Yeah.
And when you exile a token, it ceases to be.
That's true. When you kill it, it ceases to be, doesn't it?
When it enters the graveyard, it immediately goes to exile, and when it goes to exile, it's destroyed, I think is how it works. But yeah,
you gotta
tokens...
tear your tokens up.
Tokens can't exist outside the battlefield, is what that comes down to. Even in Horde, they can only exist in the deck or the battlefield. So your tokens never come back.
Yeah.
We've been doing it, the whole legendaries don't come back. That's not right. That's just me being weird. That was me making it easy. Which, we know how hard those hordes can be.
Oh my gosh. If you do not have a fast-paced deck while you're fighting a horde deck,
you're going to have a bad time.
You're going to have a bad time and need to restart like 5 times before you finally defeat the Horde.
And we don't want to make any promises yet, but we're hoping that we'll have a Horde article and video, at least the deck lists ready for you guys by the end of this month. Fingers crossed. If not, we'll do something else at the end of January. Alright, let's go over to Rakdos. Rakdos is a cult that worships a demon, and they all became circus performers.
That seems alright.
That seems reasonable. They still murder people in the middle of the circus. It's a blood-filled sex orgy circus.
It is the circus from We're Back, a dinosaur story.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
Less so on the sex and murder part, but it is still creepy as heck.
Well, no, adding We're Back made it worse. That circus scene is freaky.
It is freaky. That's what I'm trying to get at. Okay,
so Rakdos' mechanic is Spectacle. If somebody got hurt, you get an alternative. You have to use jazz hands when you use Spectacle costs. You get to pay for a card using its Spectacle cost instead of its normal cost.
That's our house rules. That you have to use
you have to use the jazz hands. It's silver border Spectacle. Anyway. So if this guy, he's a 4/4 for 4, Spectacle, 1 and a black. So if you hurt somebody somehow, he's only 3 mana for a 4/4 with flying and trample.
Yeah.
But at the beginning of your upkeep, he deals 1 damage to each player. Then if you have 10 or less life, put a +1/+1 counter on Spawn of Mayhem. There is a weird deck I've been noticing in Orzhov and Rakdos that revolves on this guy, where it's, can I keep myself balanced at 10 life each turn? And I want to say if you take it out of the set specifically, we're getting to Rakdos himself. If you take it out of the set specifically, I want to say there's a card that if you have exactly 10 life or 12 life or something, you win.
Wow.
Oh, and then we have that guy's rule. We passed them already. Here we go. The leader of the Rakdos. Rakdos, the Showstopper. 4 and a black-red for a 6/6 flying trample. When he enters the battlefield, flip a coin for each creature that isn't a demon, devil, or imp. Destroy each creature whose coin comes up tails. Now the thing is, we have him and he's a demon. Core 19 has a card called Liliana's Contract. Which is, if you control 4 or more demons, you win. I'm going to say it right now. I don't know if it's going to ever hit professional level, but at your FNMs, you're going to see some intense black-red demon decks hinging on Liliana's Contract or Rakdos messing everyone up. It's going to be that one guy who, spent $12 on Card Kingdom. Per card. Let's see here. There's a couple other Rakdos ones I wanted to pull up.
Okay, so Rakdos the Showstopper is the leader.
Yes.
Who is Rakdos' champion?
That'd be Judith. I told you, Orzhov and Rakdos' leaders just have normal names. Teysa Karlov, you go yeah, that's normal enough. Judith the Scourge Diva. Is Judith here? Here, I go by Judy. Okay. So Judy, the Scourge Diva. 1 and a black-red for a 2/2. Other creatures you control get +1/+0. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, Judith the Scourge Diva deals 1 damage to any target.
Wow.
Now, hold up. Do you remember who we had over in Orzhov?
Aftermath.
We had Teysa.
Afterlife.
We had Teysa. We had our other woman with a normal name.
Oh, yeah.
Who's, anytime a death trigger would trigger it twice.
Oh, no.
So now we have, if you can't pull off the black, white, green Guru Gave of Spores deck, we have a black, red, white Aristocrats deck to sell to you.
Oh, goodness.
So,
Goodness gracious.
and again, like, she's just a completely normal name. She's got, like, the big horned crown on, which I'm a bit of a sucker for that. Like, that's the thing. The Rakdos, like, toe that line between creepy circus and, like, old Republic dark side characters that I just love. I love it. Yeah, I really like Judith. Judith's fun. And there's a bunch of vampires in red-black that have when a creature dies triggers that you can stack with her.
Nice.
Yeah. Like, if you're already playing the Edgar Markov commander deck from 17, look into adding Judith. That's my suggestion. I'm the sort of person who thinks you should go big on your core strategy.
Go big or go home.
And I want to find... Their guild mage has something I love on it. And I'm trying to find him. Oh, Theater of Horrors has another good picture of Judith.
Wow.
At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top card of your library. During your turn, if an opponent lost life this turn, you may play cards exiled with Theater of Horrors. 3 and a red, deal 1 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. So basically, here's your other hand. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you lose life, you get more cards to play.
Oh.
Oh, and it's all cards exiled, not just the one that turn.
Wow.
But the one I'm looking for is... I'm trying not to scratch my arm because we got TB tests today. Here he is. The Cult Guild Mage. Look at whose marionette is. It's Jace. It's got a little Jace puppet. And all I can imagine is him, like, making this thing. Like, carefully, meticulously painting it. And then in the middle of a show doing, I got no strings. And then cutting the strings over a fire and then imitating Jace screaming. And they'd go, why do you do this every week? We're paying so much in paint. Mike, what the fuck? Mike, you can't keep making these handcrafted painted miniatures and burning them.
Well, see, here's also the other part. You
gotta play lands with Theater of Horrors. That's nice.
You said if,
Uh-huh.
he meticulously makes all of these marionettes?
Yes.
He wants to get it so meticulously perfect that he's like, okay, you go to sleep. Shaves his head off, collects the hair so that he can put the actual hair onto the marionette.
He doesn't need to make Jace go to sleep. He just needs to wait for Jace to wipe his own damn memory again. And what it would be is Jace would be going, I wonder if I could read my own mind to try to remember what I was going to the store for. Where the fuck am I? Oh, you're at the hair donation clinic. You're here to donate your hair for science. Oh, it's
Jace,
just...
stop messing with your mind.
Thank you, Chuck, over in chat. It says you may play cards exiled. Now, how does that interact with your land drop? Does that not count as your land drop? Could I just get a free land every turn I exile a land?
That sounds nice.
Yeah, I'll go for that. Anyway, so that was the Rakdos. Therefore, oh, by the way, sorceries can have Spectacle, too.
Huh.
Oh, it would count as your land drop, so you don't get free land.
Darn.
Target player reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. So it's 3 mana for duress or divest. But if you dealt damage, it's divest.
Yeah, not too bad.
It's alright. Now finally the Simic. And the Simic's mechanic is adapt. So this guy, Sauroform Hybrid, he's a bear with adapt. He's an Adaptabear. They're like Transformers, but they're only bears. So for 4 and a green, he adapts 4. So if he doesn't have +1/+1 counters, give him 4.
Nice.
If he does have +1/+1 counters, give him the finger. He gets nothing. Good day, sir.
But if you remove those from the
From the card, you can do it again.
Yeah.
We have the Geyer Engineer, who he is a 1/1 for 3, which is not great, but he taps for a blue-green.
That's cool.
He's nice. He's fine.
He's a mana rock.
He's
Or
a mana dork. The Combine
not a
Guild
rock.
Mage. 1 and a green. Each creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional +1/+1 counter on it, which is not great for Simic. 1 and a blue. Move a +1/+1 counter from target creature you control onto another target creature you control.
That's cool.
That's fun. And there's this Lizrog fella, where when he enters the battlefield, you may remove any number of +1/+1 counters from among creatures you control. If you do, put that many +1/+1 counters on Galloping Lizrog. So Lizrog, the frog lizard, which makes me mad, because it should be Lizrog, the lizard frog.
That's true. They put it in alphabetical order, though.
That's exactly how they do races, yes. But it's one of those things where it's like, no, break the rules for once. This is like Griselbrand costing 8 mana. It's annoying. Oh, it's twice that many counters. I adapt 4. I play Galloping Lizrog. He's an 11/11. Good luck.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Now, here's the other thing, though. If you were doing this with all cards that have appeared in any Ravnica set,
Yeah.
you know what appeared in the original Ravnica?
What?
Doubling Season. Now, here's the thing, though.
Snap.
I'm not 100% sure how this interacts, but I want to believe that the way that would work is Doubling Season doubles the adapt counters. That's obvious.
Yeah.
But for this guy, I think it doubles his twice. So if I took 4 off of that other guy, he'd get 6. He would get 16. Because he's getting 8, I'm doubling the 8.
And at that point is when you concede.
No, at that point's when you succeed, because you have a Galloping Lizrog. Behold, my answer to Sarah Angel. Anyway, so we're gonna pull up. We all the other ones we did the champion and the person.
And the leader.
So I have to find them in here because I know they've been announced. I went too far. Oh, let's pull up Biomancer's Familiar in the meantime. And we're going to make our screen a wee bit bigger so we can read it easier.
Yeah, because I'm like...
Activate abilities of creatures you control cost 2 less to activate. This effect can't reduce the activation mana. An ability cost to activate for less than 1 mana. Tap the next time target creature adapts this turn. It adapts as though it had no +1/+1 counters on it. So tap this guy, I can adapt again. Wahaha. Everything dies to Doomblade other than black creatures. That's not a fair comparison. Oh, also, I love this guy. Everyone else hates him, but I love him. This is their big mythic.
Jellyfish Hydra Beast.
Jellyfish
Holy
Hydra
snap.
Beast.
When you cast the spell, you gain half X life and draw half X cards.
Yeah, it's when you cast. It can be countered and it still works. Round down each time, flying trample, it enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it.
Wow.
So mind you, it's a bit of a steep cost.
Yeah.
Because if I want a 6/6, I gotta put in 8 mana. For a flying trample 6/6. Which is not great. But I also get 3 life and draw 3 cards.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Here's Zagana, the Utopian Speaker. When she enters the battlefield, if you control another creature with a +1/+1 counter on it, draw a card.
That's cool.
4 and a green-blue, adapt 4. So that's fun. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it has trample.
Wow.
Now remember, Riot also gives +1/+1 counters.
So you gotta be careful with that.
And Azorius has some addendums that give +1/+1 counters.
Yeah, so you need to be careful with that card.
Use it liberally. Just throw her everywhere. But then she is not the Prime Speaker anymore. We have a new Prime Speaker. Prime Speaker Vanifar. as opposed to Vananier. She is a 2/4 for 2 and a green-blue. Tap, sacrifice another creature, search your library for a creature card with converted mana cost equal to 1, plus the sacrificed creature's converted mana cost. Put that card onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. Activate this ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery. Prime Speaker Birthing Pod. That's exactly what she is. She is... Oh, I had this guy. He was a 0. Kill him. Now I have a 1. Kill him. Now I have a 2. Kill him. Now I have a 3. How high does this stat go?
How high does this stack grow?
Now, the sad part...
If you kill it off, you will never know.
They want to kill her, though. Because otherwise they're going to take, like, a Carnage Tyrant to the face. With +1/+1 counters. But it's still fun. And yeah, so there's some fun cards coming out. This is just a smattering of them. But it is what it is.
So...
Oh yeah, and there's no Phyrexian mana. That makes this way more fair.
So, what tribe would you play?
Guild.
Or, sorry, what guild would you play? With this set coming out.
I'm really leaning Simic. I'm really leaning Simic this time around. Gruul is fun. I have nothing against Gruul. Gruul's good.
Mm-hmm.
Orzhov's good. That's the thing. This time, I have 4 really good choices for me. And Azorius.
Yeah.
Azorius is fine. I just don't like control decks.
I'm weird about that, I think, because, like...
I like them in theory.
Yeah. I like control decks. I don't think I have mastered being able to handle control decks.
No.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun when you have all of the necessary cards in your hand and you just go, no, you can't play that card. No, you can't play that card either. No, you can't play that card. I've got enough mana to be able to pull this off.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. But, like, I don't think I like Azorius this time around. When it comes to blue-white, I prefer blue-white flyers or blue-white artifacts matter.
Yeah.
Than blue-white control. But then again, Azorius is technically tempo. And I'm not great at tempo either. Now, what I really would love to do, personally...
Yeah.
One, I wouldn't mind making a perfect Ravnica cube one day of all 9 Ravnica sets. That'd be fun. Oh, and including Soul of Ravnica from M2019. Or M2015. Bant seems fun. I could see Bant being fun. I'm more excited for Teamer, which is my personal favorite color combination. I take that back. You know what I like more than Teamer?
What?
I'm blanking what it's called. Altruism. AKA not black. But, like, if out of the ones that actually have real names, I like Teamer best. Leave white and black to the sides.
Me, I like 5-color good stuff, to be honest.
Just play everything. Maze's End for the win. He's right there. They did add at least one new gate. There might be another. I'm not sure. Maze's End is like you own 10 gates, you win.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because when I made my first draft of my dragon deck of 5-color dragons...
Oh yeah, you put a Maze's End in there.
I put all of the mazes in there, intending to put Maze's End in that deck.
Yeah.
And then I thought it through and decided that I didn't want that.
No.
Because they only make 2 mana, and now I have lands that make 3, so...
But how broken would a land that makes 4 mana be?
Well, I have a feeling it would be like... It would be you get 1 of the 4 colors, or maybe even 2 of the 4 colors.
Well, it would have to be, like, it'd be like the 3-color ones.
Yeah.
But I think there has to be a secondary cost on top of enters the battlefield tapped. I'm working on some custom sets.
Oh.
One of which is a 4-color tribal 1980s cartoon-inspired world, which, sadly, the 2 best influences I have are
Gateway Plaza.
No, that is one of them. That's one of the new gates.
That sounds...
My two big inspirations are My Little Pony and He-Man. Kind of polar opposite ends of that spectrum.
Yeah.
But that's fun. Speaking of... Oh, I do have a little bit of news, though it's magic news. It's custom magic news. If you were at GP Oakland last weekend, Bradley Rose from Beacon of Creation, one of the other podcasts that I listen to, was there with their set Castmire, the Haunted House theme set.
Oh.
And he did playtest drafts.
This is your fry, by the way.
I figured.
It's
I've just been talking this whole time. And it's really rude for me to talk with food in my mouth.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, so they have, they've been playtesting it, and the guys over at Beacon, I say guys, two of them are women. The people over at Beacon of Creation do a lot of really, really fun things.
Yeah.
And I love listening to them. I have been known to talk to Matt Olaf and Alexis sometimes for advice on my custom sets, and they're both super nice people. But yeah. Oh, also, if you're doing the Maze's End deck, wouldn't you want Glaive of the Guilds, the sword that is not a glaive? Glaive of the Guilds' art clearly shows a sword. And, I understand the whole, it says Halberdier and she's holding a Guisarme. It's that's granular D&D stuff. Though, on the other hand, D&D is made in an office down the hallway from Magic the Gathering. So I find it hard to believe that somebody couldn't look at the art and go, hey, can somebody go down the hall and ask, Mike Merles for a picture of a glaive? But anyway, so I'm going to get rid of our Prime speaker. Now, so there's that. Also, non-magic news. For Christmas, I got Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica from Mikella's cousins, Jen and Leslie. Hi, Jen and Leslie. I know you would never watch this. But they might watch our D&D shows.
Possibly.
So you might be seeing us doing some D&D stuff in the future, and I might have a giant document of me making 13 planes worth of races and sub-races that I've been chiseling away at to make that work. And we'll probably do it in 5th just for ease of access.
Yeah.
Because I'm not rebuilding the dang wheel into Pathfinder.
Don't worry about it.
I love Pathfinder. I would love to do Pathfinder again, but eh. Okay, that's fine that glaive originated from French, and that etymologically it's a sword. But
a glaive is totally different from
a glaive is a polearm. In English, a glaive is a polearm.
Mm.
And it's one of those things of, you say glaive, you expect to see a glaive, right?
Yeah.
For much the same reason that it's a contextual thing, right? Mm. If I went up to somebody from the 1700s in, Plymouth? Plymouth is a place that was around in the 1700s. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I go to Plymouth and I somehow don't die of exposure and the bazillion diseases that they still have back then. And I don't kill them off with my future flu. And I say, hey, do you want to play cards? They're going to expect me to pull out a deck of 52 playing cards, because that is the kind of cards they had then.
Yeah.
Alright, if I went back to 1500s Italy, and I asked that in Italian, because if I asked it in English, they'd look at me like I'm a crazy Englishman, they would expect me to pull out a deck more similar to a tarot deck.
Yeah.
If I did that to somebody at GP Vegas this coming August, they would expect a Magic deck.
Yeah.
It's the context. So, when I hear glaive in English in a post-D&D world, I'm expecting a polearm. And if I see halberdier, I'm expecting a halberd, not a guisarme. Guisarme? I don't remember how to pronounce it. Pronunciation's not as important, I'm a writer. Now, but moving on past that. So, Castmire's out, we have Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, and I'm working on the remaining planes using a combination of wiki articles, lore, input from some people, and my own RPG senses.
You have good RPG senses.
To make Tarkir. Sorry, I'm in a slightly bad mood. And I'm normally... Here's what it is. It's because I'm an English major, and I was an English major and an education major, but let's focus on the English, because that's the one I liked. And I am a prescriptive writer, not a descriptive writer. No, that's not the right word. I'm blanking on the right word, but basically I think the context of the word is more important than the word itself. I'm not the sort of person to say, like, words have a meaning and the meaning has to go back hundreds of years.
Well, because you also appreciate Dr. Seuss.
I mean, yes, but that means I can also expect that a nerd is somebody who enjoys trading card games and talks about them at length on camera on Twitch, but also that a nerd is a bird.
Yes, I know. I
cannot remember the rest of that one.
That's okay.
I'll look it up later. And I might say it later. I don't know. Anyway, so, a few reminders. 1, I would love to be able to actually list some companies here. Hint, hint. 2, our show is brought to you by avocado, jalapeno, and lime ice cream. Because you weren't invited to this party. And this is how we get you to leave. Riot! Which is what you do after being given the avocado, jalapeno, and lime ice cream.
I demand vanilla! Or chocolate! Give me chocolate ice cream.
Or give me death.
Or give me death.
No. Personally, I'd go for cookie dough.
Ooh.
We did cookie dough. Cookie dough was last time, I think. Or Rocky Road was last time. And, of course, more importantly, by viewers like you at patreon.com/alchplaysgames, or by subscribing on Twitch. Or we also have a stuffed store. Strawberry ice cream is awesome. We have a stuffed store at Teespring down below. We have a Amazon affiliate link where you can buy packs for yourself, and it helps us, which is a great alternative if you can't make it to your friendly local game store. Just throwing that out there. And come back on... We'll come back every day. We have a stream every day of the week now.
Except Sunday.
2 on most days. But we also have... We'll be switching back to the normal table because we will be having a Magic stream on Friday of us actually playing.
Yay! We get to play Paper Magic again.
Yes, and we're very much looking forward to that. And it'll be fun. And we are doing a booster battle deck league, which I know I've explained before, but I'm going to explain it again. We're going to explain it again at the time we do that. And next week we're actually going to talk about the Booster Battle Deck League. So for those who don't know, if you go to like a Target, a Walmart, a GameStop, a non-friendly, non-local game store, you can buy what's called the Booster Battle Pack. It has 2 starter decks and 2 booster packs. And I came to realize that this looks an awful lot like how they used to do Sealed. So that's what we did, was we took the 2 starter decks, we passed the color we didn't want to our left, we combined those into one deck, we cracked the boosters, and made our own decks. And we are going to be doing that throughout January, each week, playing the deck, and then we will be cracking a pack each. We'll be showing you what packs we cracked. So we are starting purely with 2 2017 starter decks and 2 Dominaria boosters. But as we go on, we will be adding boosters from a little bit of everywhere. I mean, there's Dragon's Maze in the pool we can pull from. I think it goes from Dragon's Maze to 2019.
Nice.
So we got a lot of options there. And we couldn't do that without help from people like you, who throw tips at us, who do donations on Streamlabs, who use all of those nice little links below.
So thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you for watching. That's always helpful. If you want to help us and you're broke, best way is tell your friends to watch us. Share on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, etc. Not on Tumblr. I mean, you can, but nobody's there. And then Also, making sure you're subscribed on YouTube and that you're following on Twitch. Those are free, and if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free sub. And if that's not already going to another channel, we will gladly take Jeff Bezos' money off of your hands. So, thank you for joining us. We will be back next week on Tuesday.
For another 2 scoops.
We will see you all later.
Bye, everybody.